yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Let's just start chronologically at the very beginning. How did you guys get this band started?
Okay, that's a long story.
That's all Thomas.
I'm going to give you 2 parts for context. One, the band initially started, it was like this crazy idea, and like there's a whole lot of like, I don't know if you believe in like any pagan or supernatural stuff, but there's some stuff attached to that, and all this kind of started happening probably my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
So that's 2024 now.
Doing some quick math over there.
Yeah, they're the reason I play music and I'm not a teacher. I want to say 5 years ago.
Okay.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
And that's just when I started writing all of the first few songs for the band, and everything that's on our first EP, Necroparasitic Decimation, like Affliction, I wrote literally in, I think it was geography class. I wrote the lyrics for.
That's wow.
And keep in mind, like, okay, so Affliction is technically the second one I wrote, I want to say, because Place for the Insane, which is also on our first EP, is written when I did this one stay at a psych ward.
Nice.
Because I have fun mental stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, when you're there, you're just kind of stuck there. They shove you in this room and you're around a bunch of other people, and it's really humbling.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I fucking bet.
Like, don't get me wrong, we were all on suicide watch. We were all there for the same reason, but there's a big difference between like me, who's just dealing with a bunch of parental stuff, not knowing how to deal with that stuff and just kind of freaking out mentally.
Sure.
Versus the kid who, you know, was raised by like 2 incredibly deep in addiction, abusive ass parents. Like, I don't think I'll ever forget her. This one chick comes in, and I had already been there for about a week and a half, literally. Her whole arm, like both sides, just scars on scars on scars.
Damn.
And like, it's crazy being in there, and they all just treated us the same way.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of being there was getting you on medicines as fast as possible, and it was more to study the effects of what those medicines were doing to you, not finding the root cause of why you were trying to kill yourself or something like that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, while I was there, I was actually able to get a doctor's note to get an acoustic guitar in there.
Okay.
Yeah, you need a doctor's note for that when you're on suicide watch, because it's got strings.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think it'd be that much of a process, but, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's kids in there trying to do all sorts of stuff, but that's a long story.
Yeah.
And that's when I started writing Place for the Insane, because the entire time I was there, this bass line of just
was just playing in your head all the
entire
fucking time.
2 fucking weeks. Dude,
you're like,
I got
like,
there
I
for a
gotta write
little
this
while.
down.
I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of cool. All right, I want to make sure that I remember this. Start playing on the acoustic, and it's like, okay, I'll do something with this. Anyways, later. After the psych ward, they put me on Ritalin, which helps a lot with my ADHD.
That's good.
And that's kind of where the lyrics for Affliction started coming, and the first few songs started coming, because I could finally focus on a song long enough to be able to write it.
Yeah. Yeah. Had you been in bands before, or like played music with other people before, or were you just kind of like writing lyrics, just kind of like, oh, this is just for me, you know, like this is just my own thing?
I guess those songs that I was writing was mostly just for me.
Yeah.
I started playing guitar like right going in to high school, and then wasn't in anything really serious before this band Nihils actually started getting going.
Yeah.
I joined a couple other bands like junior, senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Just to start learning about the scene. I'm actually still in one of them. We just did a show yesterday called Sin Eater.
Oh shit.
and then there was one called Pterodactyl, like Terror-dactyl. Yeah.
Fucking love Pterodactyl, dude.
I missed that band. That was fun.
That was a fun project.
There was that, and there was a couple other off bands. I actually started getting into bands playing bass because everyone's looking for a bass player.
Yep.
And including us now.
It's funny because we're playing 2 at 7 Circle and then 2 at HQ.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're playing October 24th with Obscene Worship and Night Wraith at HQ.
Nice.
So that one's gonna be fun.
That'll be
fucking sick.
That'll be a really, really fucking good lineup. So
yeah, dude.
That's exciting.
I think Abhorria is playing it too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because Night Wraith was hitting us up, I think on behalf of Abhorria, because one of the members is in both Night Wraith and Abhorria.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to look again. It's either, I think Night Wraith and Abhorria are both playing.
Wow.
And Obscene Worship. I don't know. We'll figure it out when the
that sounds great. Well, okay. So I kind of wanted to backtrack just a little bit here.
Oh, yeah.
So you're writing lyrics, you're kind of going through these experiences and stuff. How did you kind of decide, or not decide, but how did you end up getting like other people involved in this project and calling it Nihil and doing, the first steps, making it into a real thing? Like,
so part of it, I met Rylan actually at a punk rock show called Sabroso Taco Fest.
Nice.
Fucking awesome. I wish they still did it.
Yeah.
But we started talking there, and at that point, our main goal, honestly, was just to be in one band together because, you did drums, I did bass and guitar. We were able to do, like, some little jams. Like,
Sure.
You came over to the Pterodactyl space at one point when I was still in that.
Yeah.
We were jamming then. Couldn't really get a solid band laid down at that point. But when it came time to get the Nihil stuff going, I knew that I wanted Rylan to be the drummer, just period.
Mm-hmm.
Once we started going, once we started jamming, there's not very many people that I can click with musically.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But, we've always been on the same wavelength. He'll start playing a beat, I start playing something over it. Like when we started really getting the Nihil songs going, to be fair, I did have some like kind of quasi demo things that I was putting together at first.
Sure.
But I don't fucking know how to play drums.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm doing everything on FL Studio. I'm trying to plug it in. I'm like, I know, okay, kicks, just go, and then add some snare hits. All right, good enough. I didn't even know where to put a cymbal.
Yeah.
He's like, I know, bro.
No, I was just listening to these demos and I'm just like, I totally understood what you were doing, but I was just like, wow. Wow. That is
sick. Okay.
So, yeah, that was like they were guidelines or like a basic, very, very, very rough frame for it. So I could at least give it to him and, here's the vibe.
Yeah.
But we actually started writing more songs past that. And whenever I'd start coming up with a riff, I'd have an idea for it. And I didn't even need to say anything. You just play it.
Nice.
Like,
yeah, I think like in the beginning, Thomas actually, because he was doing everything on his own. Like he was going to open mics and like literally just like would play like backing tracks and like with drums and then just play this stuff. And he got a great reaction. Like some people are like, dude, you got to get like a full band and actually do this. And then like he finally came to me one day and was like, dude, you want to play drums? I'm like, dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I listened to, he had Affliction and Place Down and he kind of told me everything. And then we just like hammered out those songs and then we wrote Spider's Curse next. And that was like, that's like our biggest song out of all of our songs. And it's just like,
I think it's up to 1,300 streams right now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I get it. Like, and we added a slam and we played death thrash and it's like, people are just like, whoa, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people love it so much, and it's just catchy. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
everything. I love Spider's Curse. It's really fun to play. And but yeah, after that, Thomas and I, we just took off and just started like writing and doing stuff. And then our original bassist Max, I went to middle school and high school with him, and because Thomas was like, dude, do you know of any bass players at all? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I know this one dude. And Max was great. I thank you, Max, for everything, because he was a kick-ass bass player.
Oh, yeah.
He helped us write or contribute to both the 2 EPs we have out now and stuff. But yeah, it's just like we're just gonna keep going no matter what. So
That's as a band should, I would say.
Yeah.
Did you guys start recording? Like, was your focus recording first or playing live first?
Probably playing live, I'd say.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, once we got Affliction and Place for the Insane done, honestly, the first, like, kind of show that we did was an open mic at a kava bar in Lakewood. There's this
That's
spot
crazy.
called
I
the
forgot
Karma
about that.
House, and for a while we were going there all the time, like
Yeah.
every day for a while. And that's part of what made it nice with Max too, because I knew him from Karma. Like, I didn't go to high school with him, but we were at least able to be like familiar with each other, you know.
Yeah.
But Karma House would host these open mics every so often, and we decided, fuck it, why not? You loaded up one of your drum kits. I was using a Boss Katana amp.
Oh yeah.
My God, that thing sounded horrible. But I was just using that, and we got through it. And
Yeah.
that reaction was also pretty good.
Yeah.
Given that it's a kava bar, it's definitely more of a folky, hippie kind of crowd.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what made it nice, is the fact that even those people liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of
Like,
funny.
there's-
You watch the video. There's one kid in the back just.
Yeah.
And everyone else, like Evan's, just over there just jamming the entire
Jamming
time.
it, yeah. It was great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are like doing these open mics and stuff. What was your first those are real gigs, but I was gonna say, like, what was your first, like, okay, we're playing like on an actual bill, we booked it, we have everything, like, sort of, we had 30 minutes or whatever the fuck, like,
Yeah.
what was that first gig?
That was
That was Seven Circle
yeah.
Of
yeah.
course.
in June of last year, right?
Yeah. That we played with Among the Bodies, Pterotanthropos,
Panpsychism.
Panpsychism, and then we were opening. So that was a sick show.
Yeah.
Super sick.
And you guys have a new EP right now, and you did a release show at Moe's, correct? Yeah. That was, when was that? Like April? No, it was
No.
it was like July or something.
I think the Moe's show was in June.
Was it?
I believe
I
so.
thought it was like July, the day after.
Was it?
Wasn't it July 5th?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
shit,
July
July
5th.
5th.
Yeah. So how did that thing come together? Like, you guys just write, produce on your own? Did you take it to somebody? Do any of that sort of stuff?
I mean, we pretty much did everything all on our own.
Nice.
I mean, the first EP was all on our own. The second one, we recorded everything. I got together like a general mix for everything. And then our buddy Will, who does guitar for Pterotanthropos,
Yeah.
he's a really good producer as well.
Yeah.
So we sent it over to him for mastering. And
Okay,
he really
yeah.
put like that finishing touch
Sure.
over everything.
Yeah, I think I remember Elias was saying that he records like pretty much all of their stuff too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good producer. He does
Shout
good
out
work.
Pterotanthropos.
Yeah.
Sick. All the homies. Obscene Worship. Victim of Fire.
All the homies, Obscene Worship.
I had to think. I'm sorry. You know who you are. Yeah, I know who you are.
we were talking a little bit earlier before we started recording. You guys got a new van, which is pretty sick. You guys gonna try to get that tour going, get live shows going, just promote the new EP? You trying to write new shit? What's kind of the game plan?
We're already writing a bunch of new stuff. We got like 3 or 4 new ones now. and we basically have like our album already laid out and ready to go. We just
nice.
gotta like, it's just gonna be a hell of a process, but it'll probably be out like 2026. But
Yeah.
we want to just do it like right
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
it the best we can because like it's our debut album. So
Well, I was, I mean, I was just talking to Steve, and I was like, they're putting out their new record,
yeah,
Seed
yeah.
of the Sorcerer,
Mhm.
and I was just like, oh yeah, how long have you guys had these songs written? And he's like, well, we started in 2018, so like some of them are that old, and I was like, holy shit,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, so I'm sure you guys will be fine. Like,
Yeah.
Well, just takes time. You got to get the timing right for some of it.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
honestly, some of these new songs we're doing, like, we're really going in a more technical direction with some of it.
Mhm.
Like, still sticking to like death thrash,
Yeah.
but trying to go beyond just like Phantom or Morbid Saint or something like that. Like, we're both really into stuff like Black Dahlia Murder.
Mhm.
That's why we're trying to incorporate some of the more like slammy kind of things into it. Just, I don't know. I love slam and this new age of like beatdown slam stuff like Saint Sugabog and 200 Stab Wounds.
Mhm.
Trying to find ways to incorporate that into it. And some of these new songs, like,
They be slamming.
dude,
Yeah. I think like we have like because I love old school death metal, so like yeah, we want to incorporate like the old school death metal sound, but then have like obviously like a twist to it or like a newer sound, like kind of like Skeletal Remains or something.
Yeah.
Because I love Skeletal Remains, and but yeah, just like make them heavy, play fast, but just like you listen to it and like a riff's just gonna grab you by the ear and just be like, damn.
you gotta be
man.
able to vibe to it.
Yeah, make music that you like.
Exactly,
I think that's a great mantra, man. Like people that are just like, oh yeah, I like Blue Oyster Cult or whatever the fuck, and then just copy that. It's like, yeah, but like you also have Blue Oyster. Like, why don't you just make shit that you like? Like, don't follow the trends. Don't like just rip off a band. Like, there's a fine medium somewhere in there.
Right.
But I think you guys do it quite well. And I was listening to all your stuff earlier today, and I think the later stuff, like you can hear, like you guys are just like honing in and just getting like stronger and stronger. So I think by the time you put out the next shit, it'll just keep getting better and better, which is, love to hear that from any band, So I'm hearing it, man. I think it sounds great.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We just want like we might release one last EP before we do like the official album, just because like these new songs are like very like these ones are like very old school death metal inspired, and like they're just kick ass songs, and we want people to hear them. And then when we write for the album, we just like that's gonna be like we're gonna go out, like we're gonna have merch and vinyl and just go crazy with it.
Yeah, dude.
And
Yeah, we're gonna invest a lot into it. We're trying to get like Ed Repka, who's done the art for like Leprosy and he did Peace Cells. He still takes commissions.
a lot of bands.
He's done a ton
Toxic
of bands, and he's like a master of that old school hand drawn style.
Yeah.
Benediction.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of the last thing I saw that dude. No, I'm thinking of Ken Kelly. Never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Wait, no, I was wrong. He didn't do Benediction, right? That was Dan Seagrave.
Poser. Sorry, bro.
I don't know my art, man.
Sorry, bro.
Wow.
You're just gonna have to get crucified.
Are you even a metalhead? Like, dude, what the fuck?
No, dude. I'm an imposter. I'm not actually Rylan.
Poser.
Hey. Anyway.
Yeah, we're trying to go through Ed Repka for the art, and then really get production like fucking down to a T. We've been trying to figure out which producers to go through, because I mean, you've got Dave Otero in Colorado, and of course he does good work. But you've also got like the Blasting Room. I've heard good things about Pete DeBoer doing old school death metal.
Yeah, Austin Mini too.
Yeah,
he's got his own studio.
Like, there's a ton of really talented producers, but this is one thing where we really want someone who knows like this kind of death metal inside and out, lives, shits and breathes it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so
I mean, it makes I that totally makes sense. Yeah, I think you guys should spend time on it and really just get it rock and roll. That would be fucking sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
was kind of thinking like we were talking about like, oh yeah, dude, I'm not even into metal. But I was curious, like, and you guys, take turns telling the story or whatever. But I was kind of curious how both of y'all kind of even got into heavier music in the first place.
Oh man.
Like where the origins going way back.
Okay. Well, for me, it was like 50-50, like some of my dad and like, one of my buddies from school and shit. My dad, is a collected vinyl and stuff, and we have very different music tastes, but also very similar music tastes. And, he put me on to like the classic shit, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Dio, all that kind of shit. And I was just like, I loved it. Like, I knew about Iron Maiden, but I didn't like really know about Iron Maiden. And then he busts out his turntable and puts on like their self-titled record, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this, dude? He's like, it's Iron Maiden. You know Iron Maiden. I'm like, this is Iron Maiden? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, what? But yeah, so those are kind of the ropes and stuff. And then like, I didn't really like get into metal until like
Last year. I'm just kidding.
until like late middle school, early high school, honestly, because like I just like my buddy was like, dude, you gotta check out these bands because he was showing me all the shit like Slayer, Slipknot, Suicidal Tendencies, like all the shit. I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick. Like, I gotta listen to more of this. So then I started listening to all these bands and stuff and just keep trying to find more and more bands. And like, I was just kind of got thrown like a variety of like everything, like of all kinds of metal and stuff. And like, Slipknot was the big one that was like really impactful on me, like the early shit, just because like without Joey Jordison, I probably wouldn't even be a metal drummer in the first place. So
Yeah. Well,
Rest in peace.
no. Did you like just start listening to the music first and you're like, I want to play drums, or did you play drums and then the metal came later?
yeah, the metal came later because I started playing drums when I was like 4, dude. Like,
Damn. Yeah.
my dad, like, I still have my first kit too. Like, my dad just had like a $300 old school Premiere kit, and like at our old house, and my mom was just like, why do we have that drum set? And then there's me just getting out pots and pans and just going crazy. My dad's like, that's why we got the drum set. And yeah, I just started taking lessons at like 6 and like just actually learning how to play drums. And then obviously like the metal stuff came later when I was like in my early teenage years, like 14, 15, and stuff like that. So like, and that was a challenging thing because like once I found out about death metal, I'm like, man, I want to play this. And then I'm like, oh, but I also got to learn how to play this,
Right.
And it's like, shit. But I was like, no, I can do this. I can do this. And like, yeah, I'd say overall, I'm like, obviously I'm still, it's not just something you can master. I'm still learning so much shit. I mean, you know, but yeah, I mean, I got the blast beats. I can do the skank beats because I was like in a thrash metal. I'm still I love thrash metal. That's like kind of like the ropes that got me into like playing what I want to play,
Right.
because like yeah, I just wanted to play fast and play fucking hard as shit. And like yeah, so I was jamming stuff. Like I was learning Slayer covers, like um all kinds of stuff. And I just like I got the hang of the thrash metal drumming. And then I joined Catalyst, which is Will's other band. I was in for a bit, and that's when I actually had to learn like death metal drumming. And it was like oh shit, man, this is gonna be challenging. And I'm like, nah, I could do it. And then got a hold of it, and that project like really helped me with my death metal drumming. I could, especially with Nihil now, because like you can just play like I'm like, damn, I could never play this fast like a year ago or like stuff like that. But yeah, it's just like just keeping on trucking. of
Yeah.
learning the genre.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
The grind never stops.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
way to go, dude. How about you, Thomas? How'd you get into heavier stuff?
Honestly, I got into a lot of it through punk.
Okay.
Kind of funny. I grew up, and most of my family does not like rock music at all.
Interesting.
I grew up mostly on like old '90s country and stuff like that, and
That's brutal.
now some of that is kind of closer to my heart. I've grown into more like the Amigo the Devil, Poor Man's Poison kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I didn't even know about the band that got me into everything was Green Day, honestly.
Fucking Green Day, man. They are such a great band for people to get into. Like heavier shit. It's crazy.
I remember I was in 5th grade and I heard Basket Case for the first time. And that was the first time in my life I ever heard heavily distorted guitars. And my little mind was blown.
Yeah, you're like, this ain't no fucking
like, Jesus.
Brooks. Yeah. Whatever the fuck, sorry.
You're not just talking about your truck anymore. Wow.
Yeah.
And, I got really obsessed with Green Day for a while. But then I just started getting more and more into, like, punk and hardcore. And naturally, that led to me discovering Metallica and Megadeth and thrash metal.
Sure.
After that, it was literally just all trying to figure out what bands I could find.
Yeah, no, that's...
Mostly thrash metal for a while.
Yeah.
Started getting into deathcore a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was before I learned which deathcore bands I actually liked, just because I was watching like Jared Dines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any metal YouTuber that I could find.
Yeah, fucking Black Metal Werewolf and like shit like that. Yeah.
And of course,
JL Films, dude. That shit, life changing, bro. I saw that shit. And I was like, I need a vest.
Oh my gosh, same. Dude, that channel.
Chris is a legend.
Chris, yeah.
I
love that dude.
Dude, if I found J-Hop Film sooner, I would have not listened to Infinite Annihilator for so long. I'm so ashamed of the year and a half that I was just like, this is the heaviest shit on the planet.
Hey man, we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah. Gotta love high school.
Oh yeah. Shit you're listening to when you're 15 and you're like,
dude, this is so cool.
Yeah. For me, that was like
Chelsea Grin.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, I like, but that's how it goes. I liked some like metalcore stuff, but like not a huge fan of it.
I never really got super into it. Like, I hate I don't like really overproduced stuff. So like that was really hard for me to get into, especially because like I had friends and they'd be like, check out this song, and they'd skip into like 2 minutes in and just show me the breakdown, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't even know what was the build up to that,
right?
Yeah. It was just lame. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah. I can't do shit like that. If it's all breakdowns, there's nothing of real substance to it, then no, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I'd say though, honestly, the band that really pushed me over the edge into being full on into metal was Death.
Yeah.
Like the first album I listened to was Sound of Perseverance.
No way, really.
And hearing Scavenger of Human Sorrow for the first time.
Backwards.
Yeah.
You did go backwards.
Yeah.
My first one was Leprosy, and when I heard I heard that dun, 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 I was like I was just like sitting there like fucking, what's that meme from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 where he's just like, what? Like that was me, dude. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is awesome.
Dude.
Did you guys go to that Death to All show by chance?
Yeah, or I went the first night, but I could I only went the first night. I didn't go the second night, which I was super pissed about. But
bummer, dude. Yeah, no, but both nights were sick as fuck. I just requested them off. I was like, I gotta do this. The Left to Die was cool too. I don't know if you
Left to Die was sick.
That one was actually, I think I may have run into you guys. I don't remember, but that one was.
I knew you were there. Yeah,
that one was fucking badass, and it was on the anniversary of Leprosy too, 35th year, and I was like,
oh my gosh,
they were just playing everything off it. That was so cool.
Matt Harvey was killing it,
dude.
That was so good.
Geezer Butler playing those bass riffs, dude.
Terry Butler,
yeah, you know what I mean. Don't worry about it.
You called me a poser.
Don't worry about it.
Like the guy from Black Sabbath is on. Holy shit! I was like, which show did I go to? What the fuck? That
Listen,
sounds
I was a little high.
awesome.
Don't worry about it.
Oh fuck!
No, Death has had a huge impact on Nihil. That's the reason why Thomas and I wanted to that's the shit we wanted to play, because we both loved Death.
Mhm.
I first heard my first Death record was Symbolic, and I was just when I heard Symbolic, I was just like, dude, what the fuck is this? And then I started listening to everything. Like, I went to Scream Bloody Gore, Leprosy, Spiritual Healing, Individual, everything. And I was like, dude, how have I never heard of this band in my life?
Right.
And then I just binged everything, and then I became the biggest Death fan ever. And Chuck is a fucking legend.
Yeah, dude.
And rip.
Wait, hold on. So I've heard the first album you guys listened to. Is that album still your favorite of Death's?
Oh, dude, that's such a hard question, because I love all the records, and honestly, the one I shit on the most when I was getting into Death was Individual.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've listened to that record numerous of times, and I'm just like, dude, this is fucking amazing.
No,
Are you kidding me? It became one of my favorite Death records, and I'm just like, what was I thinking back then?
Yeah, me too. I was the same way. I would say I used to be that more with Spiritual Healing. I didn't I was always like, Individual is not terrible, and it's not at all. But I think it's kind of flipped, because I think I like Spiritual Healing a lot, way more than I thought I was, because I'm like, holy fucking shit.
Fair. Spiritual gets shit on all the time.
I don't get it, dude. It's so good.
No,
it's so awesome.
When I because I listened to Symbolic, and then I listened to Spiritual Healing. I went completely out of order, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. And I fucking love that record. Spiritual Healing is amazing. There's so many good songs, Defensive Personalities. That's probably one of my favorite songs. And yeah, and then I listen to Leprosy and all of them. But yeah, it's so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
I love old school death metal. Is just so good. Obituary, Death, Benediction, all that kinds of shit. I love old school death metal. There's just no sound, even 90s shit, Malevolent Creation, and I love that shit.
No, dude, I'm in the same boat. I kind of went full circle. I went back around to Ozzy and Motorhead and
Yeah.
that's probably more where I lean towards nowadays. But dude, that Florida Sound is a strong second,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you, Thomas? Is Sound of Perseverance still?
I have a soft spot for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, my top is Symbolic right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, the songwriting, the general production of everything, the lyrics on everything. Whenever I'm stuck on something, I'll just listen back to Symbolic, and it's just all the songs are just so fucking good.
Yeah.
And they're all written so fucking well, and everything lines up well together.
Yeah.
To me, that is their perfect album.
Yeah.
Because
dude, yeah, no,
I don't even know how to put it. It's
Yeah.
just everything is there. It's the stars aligned, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't the fucking moon shined down a special beam when they were recording that. It's
Yeah,
that's
dude.
it.
Yeah, man. Without Warning is still, or Without Judgment is
Yeah,
still
dude.
one of my
Oh,
favorites.
dude, yeah.
Just that riff at the end.
Yeah.
Oh fuck
So
Oh fuck, dude,
Yeah, dude.
so good. It's so awesome.
There's no that's the thing. I can listen to that record a million times and just never get tired of it.
Yeah.
I just love every song on that track. Sacred Serenity, I think it is.
Mhm.
And,
Yep. I mean, you got
Empty
1,000
Words.
Eyes, Empty
Yeah,
Words,
1,000 Eyes.
Course Crystal Mountain.
Yeah.
Dude, that's their big one.
That's the one. We covered.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say you guys did cover a Death song at that Mo show, but
Yeah.
was it Crystal Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of funny because we kind of Thomas came to me one day and he's like, dude, we should play Crystal Mountain in our set, and I'm like, really? And I'm like, I'd be down. And so I learn it, and he learns it, and we play it, and we played it at like especially in our beginning shows when we started out, like our first like 10 shows or whatever. We like when we learned it and we got it, we'd play it live, and people like just went insane for it.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, are these dudes really playing Crystal Mountain right now? One guy literally came up to me, is like, dude, when I heard Crystal Mountain, I just fucking lost it. And I'm like, dude, hell yeah. So now it's like kind of like a thing now. Like if like we don't play it or whatever, like people are just like, fuck. but yeah, that's
It's
just
cool. We've gotten so many cool experiences just from playing that song.
Yeah.
Like we did a show opening up for Cancer Slug back in February
Oh yeah.
at Lost Lake.
Cool.
And, you know, we played it there. And we actually had this one guy comes up to the corner of the stage as we start going up. And he ends up just jumping up and he just screams the chorus with us. And then
Yeah.
jumps back down, starts immediately moshing. Like, I don't know what it is about death, but it brings together so many different metalheads.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't matter, you know,
it's
if you're a
like,
hardcore kid or
Yeah.
thrash metal, death
Yeah.
metal, whatever you like, chances are you like death.
yeah. It's
And-
that was a horror punk show.
Yeah,
And
dude.
like
Shit,
we
really?
were like playing death thrash. Like the only reason we got on that show was because Place for the Insane, because it was like, you know, it's like a
Yeah.
like a surf punk.
That's like
song
our
kinda.
main punk
Yeah.
song, and
Like our only
Yeah.
punk song, and like that's the only reason we got on that bill. So nobody like knew we were playing death metal and shit, and then
Yeah.
we just like play Crystal Mountain, and then everybody's just going insane. Like there was this one dude up front that like, and you could see in like some of the video that was taken, like
oh,
our
that one
whole
dude was
set,
going nuts.
he did
That
not
was awesome.
stop headbanging. Like he was windmilling just the whole time, and it was so sick.
Well, yeah, I don't really have anything else to ask you guys about, but is there anything else you want to promote, want to talk about? Anything on the horizon other than tour stuff? I guess you got a couple of dates coming up and stuff.
Oh yeah. So we're playing actually Seven Circle September 29th
Mhm.
with Haunter from, and that's
From
gonna
LA.
from LA. I'm super stoked to play with them because they're like black and thrash, and they just their sound is just so cool and super sick. And Austin got us that show too, and I'm like, that's what I love about Austin, because he puts us with bands that, you know, it's
Major
like, ooh,
shout out to Austin. He's the
Yeah.
homie.
Austin Mini, the goat.
yeah.
And we're playing October 15th with this other touring band at Seven Circle called Vexum.
Yeah,
I
Vexum.
believe. Yeah. And yeah, they're like total thrash metal band. And then our shows at HQ are October 24th with Obscene Worship and Night Wraith.
Mhm.
And then we have
November 29th. Wait.
Yeah.
That Friday right after Thanksgiving. I think that's the 29th.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
playing
and we're
with,
playing. It's Black Metal Friday with Obnixilis and High Fells.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
So-
good, man. All good lineups. All
Oh, yeah.
great.
We're working
Yeah.
on some new music as well. Should have Flesh out in a little bit. Working
Oh, yeah.
on getting that done.
Yep.
So
Fuck
hopefully
yeah.
we'll have another EP out by the end of the year.
Sweet. Yeah.
On the last.
Yeah.
Before the
The
big
album.
boy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
It's
guys.
gonna be a like pretty big album too. We're gonna have at least 13 tracks.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
At least.
But yeah, go follow our Bandcamp. Got all our merch on there. We just got new T-shirts, new patches too from Too Rotten to Die. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Those are
they
awesome.
came out super sick. They're so cool, dude.
If you need patches done for literally anything, hit them up.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like they are high quality
dude,
patches.
I couldn't even like believe like for a woven patch like how, because you know our work came sick. Oh, you're all good.
I knew I was gonna fuck that up. I've done that twice at least. I'm gonna rewatch this footage and be like, "Oh shit!" Rylan said all these words and I didn't hear a fucking word of it.
It's all good.
And that's what the captions are for. It'll be
The auto-generated captions.
Oh wow.
Dude.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much, guys,
Yeah, dude.
for coming
dude,
on
thank
here.
you for having
Yeah,
us.
dude.
This was awesome.
So yeah, right on. We'll see you around.
Oh, yeah.
Just start saying what is it like? Ooh, e, ma, moo. All right.
The wee mama.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you've read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, right?
Oh hell yeah! I was.
Oh no.
So
We're off to a great start.